Hello everyone and welcome to the very first video of our CCNA and Networking Fundamentals course. My name is Omid. I am a CCNA in Enterprise Infrastructure and Data Center as well as a design specialist. And I am really excited to be sharing this journey with you. But I am not doing this alone. I'm joined by my good friend Mohammed, who is a highly experienced network consultant and a certified Cisco and Microsoft instructor. Mohammed has over 18 years of experience creating video tutorials and training on Cisco, Microsoft, and virtualization technologies. Together, we are committed to guiding you step by step through this course. And here is the best part. This entire CCNA series will be completely free. We are committed to be finishing this course covering everything you need to know, from the absolute fundamentals of networking all the way up to the advanced topics like layer 2 networking, routing, NAT, security, and even automation. Whether you're just starting your CCNA journey or you're brand new to networking, you're in the right place. We will build your knowledge step by step and trying to make complex topics easy to understand. If you ever have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments under the video or message us on X. And please don't forget to follow our YouTube channel and like our videos if you find them helpful. It really keeps us motivated to continue producing more content for you. So let's get started and dive into the world of networking together. In today's video, we are going to talk about the most essential question in the IT world. What is networking? Let's break it down and start building a solid foundation for your CCNA certification. Let's get started. So networking basically is the practice of connecting computers and devices together so they can communicate, share data, use common resources, and by resources I mean files, printers, the internet, and everything else. If you have ever sent a message, watched a YouTube video, or joined a Zoom call, guess what? You have already used a computer network, right? I was in the classroom during the very first lesson, and one of my students who was just starting in IT field asked a question that really challenged me. I needed to explain networking in a way that made sense to someone completely new. I thought back to how I learned it myself, and what worked best for me was comparing it to a postal system. So let's do that. Let's compare networking to sending a letter throughout the mail. Imagine you want to send a handwritten letter to a friend in another city. You write your message, put it in an envelope, write your friend's address on the front, drop it into the mailbox. From there, the postal system takes over. The letter travels through sorting call centers, mail trucks, maybe even airplanes, until it finally arrives at your friend's mailbox. Now imagine if your message was too long to fit into one envelope. What would you do? You would split it across several pages, right? Put each page into its own envelope and send them all. Each envelope would still have your friend's address, where it's going, your return address, where it came from, and maybe a label like page 105, page 125, and so on. Your friend would receive all the envelopes, put the pages together, read your full message in the correct order, right? That's exactly how computer networking works. But instead of paper, we send data. And instead of envelope, we use packets. And still, instead of post office and mail trucks, we use routers, switches, and network cables to deliver them. So let's take a moment to understand why networking is such a critical part of our everyday lives, whether we notice it or not. Imagine working in an office, a school, or even just sitting at home. You're using a computer and you need to print something. That printer might not be connected directly to your computer. It could be across the room or even on another floor. Networking allows your device to communicate with that printer, send a document, and get it printed, all wirelessly or through cable, without you needing to think about the process. But it goes way beyond that. Networking is the backbone of communication. It allows us to send emails in seconds, have video calls with people across the world, and collaborate on shared documents in real time. Every time you stream a video, scroll through social media, or play an online game, it's all happening because of networking. Behind the scenes, devices are constantly sending and receiving smart pieces of data across different networks, allowing everything to work seamlessly. Businesses rely heavily on networking to store data, manage teams, connect with customers, and run softwares in cloud. Without reliable networks, modern companies simply couldn't function. So, in short, we need networking because it connects our devices and helps them work together, enables fast, reliable communication across the world, power nearly all online services from banking to entertainment, keeps businesses running efficiently, makes modern life possible, and networking isn't just technical concept, it is the invisible system that connects people, ideas, and devices in our digital world. Now that we understand why networking is important, let's explore some of the most common types of networks, starting with four you will hear a lot in CCNA and in the real world: LAN, MAN, WAN, and PAN. A local area network, a LAN, is the type of network you're probably most familiar with. It is used to connect a small number of devices within a limited area, like a home, a small office, a classroom, or even a single building. Think about your Wi-Fi network at home, your laptop, smartphone, printer, smart TV, all of these connect to your home router, and from a local network, that's a LAN. LANs are fast, secure, and usually managed by one person or organization. Next up is Metropolitan Area Network, or MAN. A MAN connects multiple LANs within a larger geographic area, like a city or campus. For example, think about a university with different buildings, administrations, dorms, libraries, classrooms, all connected together by a private network. That's a MAN. Or a company with multiple offices across the city. They might use fiber optic lines to create their own MAN. It's bigger than a LAN, but not as big as the internet. A wide area network, or WAN, covers a much larger area, like multiple cities, countries, or even continents. The most famous example? The internet itself. It's the world's largest WAN, connecting billions of devices globally. Businesses also create private WANs to link their offices in different regions or countries. These networks often use leased telephone lines, satellites, or undersea cables to stay connected. WANs are powerful, but they are also more complex to manage. Finally, we have the personal area network, or PAN. A PAN is the smallest and most personal type of network. It's typically made up of devices that belong to a single user and are located very close together, like within a few meters. For example, when your smartphone connects to your wireless earbuds via Bluetooth, that's a PAN. Or when your smartwatch syncs with your phone, again, that's the personal area network, a PAN. We will cover these in more detail in later videos. Let's take a closer look at the basic building blocks of a network, the key components that makes all communications possible. In any network, you will find three essential elements. End devices. These are the devices we as users interact with. For example, computers, smartphones, tablets, printers, smart TVs. These are called end devices because they are either the source or destination of data. When you send an email, your laptop is the sending device, or end device. When your friend receives it on their phone, that's the receiving device, again, end device. We have intermediary devices. These are devices that help move data between the devices. Common intermediary devices include routers, switches, and hubs. Routers direct traffic between networks, switches connect devices within the same network, and hubs simpler devices that broadcast data to all connected systems. These devices don't create or consume data, they just forward it to correct destination. And also we have network media. This is the path that the data travels on. It can be physical cables like Ethernet or fiber optic, wireless signals like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Imagine media as the highway. Without it, data has no way to travel between devices. So if we get back to our example of postal system as a network, that end devices are like homes or buildings where people live and send or receive letters. Intermediate devices like routers and switches or post offices. They receive, sort, and forward mail to the right place. And media, whether it's a cable or wireless signal, is like the road and air routes that connect towns and cities, allowing mail or data to travel between them. So just like a letter goes from your home through postal office and travels across roads to reach its destination, data packets in a network follow a similar journey. Without these building blocks working together, devices, routers, and connections, we wouldn't be able to email, browse the web, or stream videos. This structure is what makes networking work. So every time you do something online, stream a video, send a message, or open a website, your data is split into packets, just like pages in an envelope. Each packet knows where it is going. It has an IP address, where it comes from, that's your device, and what part of the message it contains. The network figures out the best route to send these packets, even if some takes different paths. They all end up at the right place and get reassembled in order, just like your radar pages. Now let's talk about something that confuses a lot of people starting out, the difference between the internet and the intranet. What is internet? The internet is the worldwide network connecting billions of devices and users all around the globe. When you check social media, send email, watch YouTube video, you're using the internet. It is public, meaning anyone can access it as long as they have an internet connection. The internet is not owned by one person or company. It's a huge collection of networks, servers, cables, all linked together, and it's open to everyone. What about intranet? An intranet is a different part of network. An intranet is a private network used within a company, school, or organization. It looks and works a lot like internet. It might have web pages, some functionalities, and internal email, but it is only available to people inside the organization. For example, imagine you work at a company. The company might have its own website where employees can access internal documents, view schedules, communicate with coworkers, and submit reports. But you cannot access that site if you're not connected to the company's network, either in the office or using a secure login from home that is going to give you the access to your company network. That is called intranet. Think of the internet as a public library. Anyone can walk in and read books, use computers, or browse information. The intranet, on the other hand, is like the private break room inside the company. It is filled with useful info and tools, but only employees have the key to get it. In upcoming 2 videos, we will dive into IP addresses and how devices find each other. So that's it for today's video, a simple introduction to what networking is. If you find this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments. We're just getting started, and I will be with you every step of your way on your CCNA journey. I hope this was informative for you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.